Here's something for you to watch. It's called The Misery Index. Here's more information.
Talking about the new outrageously entertaining comedy game show, The Misery Index. And I am speaking today with two panelists, Q and Sal, about this hilarious and miserable take on real-life events that are ranked. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So this seems like a really nice show to watch during this time. Give us some comedy. Tell me more about it.
Sal, why don't you take? Sal does a great job of explaining the show, I think.
Oh, sure, I will. Okay. Well, it's called The Misery Index. It's season 2. We had season 1 last year, so we people seem to respond to it, so we did it again. It's this game show where we help contestants win money based on gambling on how miserable their experiences are. So we'll watch a news article, we'll read a news article or watch a news clip about a really unfortunate situation, and real life psychologists and psychologists have ranked this. They've given it a misery ranking, and so we kind of bet on that scale, which is the misery index. So that's like the gist of it, but what's cool about it is that it's like not really any other game show I know that's on the air right now, because it is really kind of no rules, anything goes kind of thing in the studio. Like we just kind of like play it as it comes. Outside of the game, like anything happens in the studio. So it's got this like frenetic energy to it that I think that people have been responding to. Plus it's the easiest game to play along at home and like yell out with your family and like debate the topics and stuff. So we kind of like wanted to make in studio reflect that energy, you know, at home. So that's the kind of the gist of it. I hope I did a good job. It didn't sound fun, I don't think, what I just said, but it's a blast.
Well, no, it sounds like a lot of fun. Q, I'm curious, can you give me any kind of sneak peek into some of these misery situations?
I mean, there's all sorts of horrible things going on. There's a dude who accidentally married his half-sister. There's a guy who cuts off his arm in a sausage grinding machine. There's a woman that wakes up with a spider in her ear. I mean, it's all sorts of fun stuff that you just can't wait to watch.
Hit by lightning. Just it's everything. It's everything from like physical pain, long-term psychological trauma. It's really crazy. Like the stories they pull are shocking and unbelievable, but every one of them is completely true. And that kind of just gives us the jumping off point to just go off and just kind of dissect these stories that happen. And that's really where a lot of the fun from the show comes, is us dissecting how these people found themselves in these situations and the merits of how terrible it is.
And a lot of them take place in Florida, we're finding out.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Florida and the UK.
Well, I'm curious from both of you, but let's start with Q. How did you get involved with this show?
It's based on a game. It's based on a game card game that was already existing that they were trying to develop into the show, and they thought that we could bring something like that, a little bit from Jokers to it, that chaos that Sal was just kind of talking about. So they brought us into a room and they made us play the card game, and we ended up having so much fun. Like by the end of the game, we were like, we got to do this. We got to play this. It's so much fun. And then they brought Jamila in, and here's a little thing for you. I have Jamila here right now. The show was great, mate. You gotta have the show. Watch it, mate.
That's not how she sounds at all.
Watch Misery Index, eh? All right, Jamila, thank you. Thank you for that. So you got 3 of the stars of Misery Index here today. Explaining the game.
We had no idea we were getting Jamila Jamil. We got her today. This is a big hit.
Right behind me. There she goes.
You know what's cool about like the game is like it's so different from Impractical Jokers, and then this other show that we actually just announced today that starts next week as well. It's called Dinner Party. It's gonna take the slot of Jokers for now because we couldn't film Jokers, and basically that's a whole nother kind of genre of television or programming that's different from the other 2 things, which is exciting. So we're having like people. We're filming ourselves in our own homes. It's very intimate and immediate, and we're filming it weekly and airing it weekly. Whereas like Jokers is like it airs months later. So we've been like having these dinners with each other each week to catch up during this time, and we've been laughing so hard, and we were like, why don't we see if we could tape this stuff, and then we can have this like entertain and connect people at a much more like immediate level. And they said okay, and it was that quick, and next week it starts airing already. So I like that the three things that we have like on the air right now are very different. Hopefully that gives like the people that enjoy us like a little bit more of like, a variety.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely does. Well, we're all looking forward to seeing this. How can we watch it, and where can we get more information?
I come to people's homes, and for a small fee, I recite it live.
Oh, perfect.
And if that's not for you, then a television or computer would work, or any device to stream.
That's
but
better
again,
than
my
Cameo.
rates are good. Yeah, my rates are good, though. They are.
Okay, good to know.
It's on TBS. The Misery Index on TBS at Thursday nights at 10:30, and Dinner Party is on True Thursday nights at 10, and that's Eastern times. I live in Eastern, so I only understand Eastern.
Got it. Well, thank you so much, Sal and Q, for talking with us today. It's been a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing a Misery Index. Stay healthy, stay safe, keep laughing.
Thank you so much. You too.